Hello everyone, and welcome to another Mathematics GIS lecture video. And in this video, I want to go through a quick second example explaining that idea of intersecting line segments. Right, so in the previous video, we saw basically these exact two same line segments, except this one was extended down further. So I haven't changed the equations. The intersection point of the lines is going to be the same. All I've done is I've shortened one of the segments to illustrate how we can determine, or what it would look like when we determine that two line segments don't actually overlap. So just to sort of recap here, right, these two line segments are the exact same, or sorry, these two lines are the exact same lines from up here. I've just shortened one of the line segments so that it ends before hitting this other line. So again, these two lines have the exact same equations as these two lines. And therefore, right, all the math we did in the previous video, which if you don't understand that math or haven't seen that math, go back and watch the Intersecting Lines Part 1 video. But what we're going to do is we're going to take this number right here. This is the x and y coordinate of where these two equations will intersect. We're going to take that, so 2.5 and 3.5. And we're going to come down here. We're going to take that 2.5, not 2 1/3, 2.5 and 3.5. Right, this is the x coordinate, this is the y coordinate. Right? And we're going to see what happens when the line segments don't intersect. Right? Graphically, we can tell that the line segment CD actually ends before intersecting line segment AB. Even though these two equations would intersect, right, these specific line segments do not. So let's go ahead and let's figure out how we can tell that. And in the previous video, right, we said we had to answer 4 questions. Right, for line 1 was x1 less than the x value of the intercept less than x2, was y1 less than the y of the intercept less than y2, this was for line 1. And we're going to do the same thing for line 2. Right, line 2, right, was x1 less than x intercept less than x2. Actually, these should also be equal. I should specify that because they can intersect. As long as they're equal, right, they could intersect at the end point of one of the lines. So these are equal. And then we have y1 less than or equal to the intersection y less than or equal to y2. Right, so these are the 4 questions that we have to answer. And in the previous video, we proved that all 4 of these were true. So let's go ahead and look at it in this case here. So let's start with line 1 being line segment AB. So the first one would be is 1 less than or equal to the x value of the intercept is 2.5. Keep wanting to write that wrong. 2.5. And is that less than or equal to the x coordinate of B, which is 4? That is true, right? This statement makes sense. So then we do the second one. We say, is the y value of A, which is 3, less than or equal to 3.5, which is again, the y value of the intersect point. And is that less than or equal to 4? And again, right, that math checks out, so we're good there. So now let's do line 2. Let's do the x coordinate first, and we're going to say, is the x1 coordinate, which is 2, right, is that less than or equal to 2.5? And is that less than or equal to D, which in this case is 2.4? And the answer to that is actually no. Right? This is good. Right? This checks. But right here, right? So I guess in case you can't do that math in your head, right, 2.5 is 2.5. So is 2.5 less than or equal to 2.4? And the answer to that is no, it is not. So because this inequality is incorrect, right, because 2.5 is not less than 2.4, right, this whole thing fails, which means that this whole thing, right, this whole thing fails. Right, fail, fail, fail. That means that these two lines do not intersect, right, because this line segment is not long enough to reach the intersection point, right? That's what this is telling us, that this line is not long enough to reach the intersection point. Hopefully that makes sense. And as always, if you have any questions, please reach out. Thank you.